MoBeer, welcome back to the beer review. So, no mo ho ho, the beer advent is over. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic holiday, Christmas. My birthday was actually the day after Christmas, so it has been family and beer galore. So we won't do this every day anymore as the beer advent has wound down. But as I travel, as I pick up some new thoughts and some new things, probably do it every once a week, maybe twice a week, something like that. So business first, because these videos tend to go a little bit longer. But if you're watching on Instagram, you're only going to get a minute of this. So you want to make sure that for everybody that you're logging on to my YouTube page, MoBeer, and you're subscribing so that you can see all of the videos I've ever done are on there. You're going to Facebook to my personal page at MoMoral, or you're going to the Tyrike, T-Y-R-Y-K-E page on Facebook, which has all the videos I've ever done as well. You can go to Twitter to MoBeer7. Or my personal page at MoMoral to see these videos as well, or Instagram at MoBeer7 as well. So that's just MoBeer on Instagram. Now that we've got the business out of hand, and you guys can all help me spread the word of beer, today I wanted to talk about, I got some feedback from some friends and some people. Everybody seems to love the beer reviews. But oftentimes I kind of pick beers that are harder to get, and so I've been asked a couple of things. Number one, where am I getting these beers? And a couple of my go-to places, there's a place called The City that's right in Plaistow, New Hampshire. It's on Route 125. They have a great craft beer selection. They're also very helpful in letting you know what's new, what people are buying, what's recommended, and what you should review. Another one of my go-to places is called it's called One Stop. It's in Haverhill, Massachusetts, next to a great restaurant called the 110 Grill. You can find beers just about anywhere, but those are a couple of places I go. So I'm lucky I live here in New Hampshire. We have beer everywhere. You can buy beer at Walmart. You can buy beer at the grocery store. You can buy it at the gas station. You can buy it at the pharmacy. So beer is everywhere. The second bit of feedback that I got was all these craft beers are fantastic, but I can't necessarily find them everywhere. So give me a review on something that I can drink and that I can find anywhere, but that I can just enjoy. And so that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to go back to an old favorite of mine and to a New England legend. And I've surrounded myself with New England legendary here. Not just myself, but just the things that are as apple pie to New England as the beer I'm going to talk about. Anywhere from the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, to Ted, to Big Papi, to my favorite boxer of all time, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, to our favorites of all time in the Boston Marathon, to the greatest, number 4, to Bird and Arbeck. This is Harpoon Brewery. So this craft beer revolution really started in the 80s, and there really wasn't a whole lot of breweries. Things were kind of going, it was really that light beer time that we talked about the other day. Tastes great, less filling. People were flipping their flavors, and then you started to see a little bit in the Northwest, you know, with some of the beers that came out and some of the different tastes that were coming out, but it really didn't go coast to coast. And so you know, I remember I talked about Pete's the other day, and the beers that he came out with. Then you had Sam Adams, and they started kind of that craft revolution. But at the very same time, here in New England, we didn't have that great craft beer yet. And so Harpoon was really, along with Sam Adams, they started this revolution across the country with the craft beers. And so they started in 1986. They opened their first brewery in 1987, right down on the waterfront in Boston. It's a fantastic location. Here's what I love about Harpoon. I love the people at Harpoon. And the beer is still as awesome as it's ever been. But the thing about Harpoon is that they haven't changed their ways, and they haven't changed who they are and how much they do this, because they just love beer, and they love people, and they love sharing the beer with people that they love. And so as somebody who's been in the restaurant industry for all of my life, Harpoon has always been a tremendous, tremendous partner. So they didn't ask me to do this review. I'm always going to be honest with you guys. One take, no edits is always going to be the theme. This is my opinion. This is MoBeer, but it always comes back to Harpoon. So Harpoon IPA. Harpoon IPA came out about 6 years after they started. You know, one other great thing about Harpoon is it was started by 3 guys who just love drinking beer. And but a couple of years ago, they actually became employee-owned, which is pretty cool. So they're basically the Green Bay Packers of the beer industry. And so that's how invested their people are into what they do. And you can't go wrong when that happens. You're always going to have a successful product, and you'll always have some say in what you do. And that's going to deliver these great products. So Harpoon IPA, always one of my go-tos. If you want a good, crisp, smooth IPA, it's not overbearing. Remember, they haven't changed the recipe since they started with it. I actually have a very old, this is from 1997. This is from their 10th anniversary. So anybody out there in Harpoon wants to send me some swag, I need new glassware, shirts, things like that. I'm not proud, and certainly not biased, can't be bought, but this is a 10-year-old, 20-year-old glass. Wow, this is a 20-year-old Harpoon glass. I'm just going to give you kind of that beautiful Harpoon flavor, that Harpoon color here. Your Harpoon IPA, one take, no edits, MoBeer. It's just a classic pour, great head, good, unfiltered, good IPA color. Beautiful on the nose. I mean, look at how it holds the head. Look at the color in this puppy. Harpoon is great. It's just it's a smooth, easy-going IPA. You can drink Harpoon over and over again. It's one of those things that Harpoon is across the country, and you kind of read all the different beers, and you can go to places that don't have a whole lot of selection, but you've always got Old Trusty here. And it's just a delicious, delicious beer. It's never going to be overbearing. If you like that double hops, you like the Imperial IPAs, Harpoon's not that beer for you, but it's just a good, drinkable, smooth beer. It is absolutely one of my favorite beers in the world. As IPAs go, for me, it's Newburyport Greenhead first. Harpoon IPA from a drinkable, sessionable IPA is absolutely my go-to. Love Harpoon IPA. Absolutely my all-time favorite beer, period, when it comes to beer. So I'm going to span a little bit. I have never actually had any one of these beers, which is kind of strange because Fresh Track has been out for a couple of years. Fresh Track is the seasonal. Kind of a fun fact about Harpoon IPA. Harpoon IPA actually started as their summer season beer, and again, IPAs weren't famous back then in the early '90s, and then people loved it so much that it became their go-to. Remember, they've got the UFO, they've got some other real go-to beers, but this became what it is today, which is one of the the best-selling beers in the country, one of the best flavored beers, one of the best tasting, and my favorite beer. And so I've got 3 more I want to try here today. This came from their variety pack. You know how I feel about variety packs. However, they're really good for beer reviewers. And so I'm going to start, I guess, with the House Golden. And for me, I believe this is a new beer. It is 4.7% alcohol by volume. I've never seen this beer before, so I'm not sure if this has been out before. I think this is new. It is freezing here in New England right now. It is -degrees out, and so I decided we needed something that's going to keep us warm. Harpoon's already got their spring pack out. This is so we're going to start thinking about the spring and some warmth here. So Harpoon House Golden. It's just it is a golden ale. It's a golden ale, which is usually just a good sessionable drinking beer. Let's get this open. Let's get a good pour here. Oh wow! And that's as light and clear as it comes. Look at that! I can see. Look, you can see my finger right through it. That is a good goldeny pale ale. Kind of a thin little head on it. Mmm, grainy, a little bready. Wow. I've never had anything like that from Harpoon before. It's just a good drinkable beer. You're thirsty. Those of you who like kind of the light beers, kind of the mainstream beers, kind of the Buds, the Bud Lights, the Coors, that type of thing, this will knock your socks off. This brings a little more flavor to that type of beer. This is delicious. I'm impressed, Harpoon. That's good. That is a good, drinkable, continuous beer. All right, I'm going to clean the palate a little bit here. Let's go to our Harpoon Fresh Tracks Bright Floral Hoppy Spring Pale Ale. We got 6.2% alcohol, so a little bit more than the last one. Let's go pour our Harpoon Fresh Tracks. Again, a little bit of more of a yellow color than the golden ale. But wow, you want to talk about clear? You want to talk about a clear beer there? Ooh, hops, Centennial. It just smells like a microbrew. Say it smells like a home brew beer. That's just got that good top of the tongue flavor. It just like I said, this tastes like you brewed it at home. Okay. I may be wrong about value packs, because remember, I always talk about there's always that one throwaway. And if we're being honest, so these are 3 of the beers that came in the value pack. The other one was Harpoon. I like it out of a can. It obviously comes in a bottle. Maybe the throwaway is the Harpoon, because if you want Harpoon, you know that you want Harpoon. You're going to buy the whole pack. Typically, too, springtime, you know you want the spring beer. The spring beer for them is the Fresh Tracks, so you go into that. But it's got me to try these other 2 beers, so the marketing might be working with them. All right, the Craic. The Craic, Harpoon's Craic. Here is a hoppy, malty, vibrant, 6.9% alcohol. So we're going a little bit darker. Obviously, when I think of the Craic, I think of St. Patrick's Day, and that would mean that it'd be even closer to spring than these sub-0 degrees that we're having here in New England right now. And so let's pour the Craic into our glass here. Nice caramel color there. Let's finish that puppy up. All right. Mo-ho-ho, MoBeer. It's not as brown as it looks on the screen there. It's more of a copper color than it is brown. The head is going away pretty quickly on it. Let's make sure I clean the palate. And definitely smell the malt. It's a good Irish red beer, the Craic. Okay, mo-ho-ho, MoBeer. I don't know why I said mo-ho-ho. Christmas is over. Just MoBeer now. So it's smoother than a normal red. I'd almost say this is closer to a sipper. Nice lacing. Yeah, it's maltier. It's heavy on the malts than say a Killian's or some of the the Brick Reds or something like that. It is good. It is a very good beer. I wish it wasn't as cold as it is right now. I'd like it at a lower temperature, a higher temperature, but that's good. So, Harpoon IPA, legendary New England beer, one of my all-time loves, highly recommended. The Craic, serve it at a little bit higher of a room temperature, serve it on St. Patrick's Day, delicious. Here's your spring beer, it's going to warm you up. And this golden ale here is a big surprise. Again, those of you who like the lighter beers, you like just that golden crisp flavor, the Stellas, things like that. You want a better beer than that, one that has a little bit more flavor, but just goes down smooth. This is my surprise of this patch here. Harpoon House Golden. So, mo-ho-ho, MoBeer, here's to legends. No more mo-ho-ho. I gotta stop saying mo-ho-ho. MoBeer, legendary, Harpoon, IPA, and family. MoBeer.